What a pleasure and what a way to kick off the conference. I'm now delighted to be joined by the APS President David Gross and the APS CEO Kate Kirby. Well, first of all, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a great meeting.
It's got all the hallmarks of a great meeting, isn't it? Everyone's very excited to be here, I think.
I agree, and it looks to be one of our biggest meetings ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Now let's kick straight off at the top with the strategic plan, 2019 strategic plan. You've got it there. Talk us through some of the highlights.
Delighted to. Actually, we wanted a very high-level plan, something that encompassed the whole organization, and we set a very aggressive timeline. 10 months, and we delivered it to the council and the board for approval in November and rolled it out to our unit leaders in early February. So we reached out broadly to a lot of different constituencies, and everybody worked very hard on it. So I have a lot of people to thank for giving us a plan that I think is very dynamic, actionable, and we really are excited about getting going with implementation.
Fantastic. So David, talk us through some of the big changes that are in the plan.
Well, the plan is a broad plan, and much of it is devoted to strengthening the APS, many of its programs, and addressing some of the problems. APS has gone through a lot of changes in the last few years in its organization. But what excited me most, especially since I only have 1 year in this job, is some new ideas, really striking out new directions. One of them that came up and we're implementing on a very fast schedule is something called IF, the Innovation Fund, which is to spend some of our extra cash on making it possible for members of the APS, any of its almost 60,000 members, or staff itself, to come up with new ideas, new proposals. So we're setting up this fund and asking for proposals, much in the way that a funding agency, the NSF, might put out a call for proposals. It's pretty flexible, undefined. Our members will define it. The only requirement is very broad, that the idea, the proposal, the plan be in accord with the strategic plan, with the mission and goals of the APS. So that's a very broad mission.
Fantastic. So, okay, what are some of the implications of the plan?
Well, I hope it communicates the fact that we are really an organization that we're coming from a very strong position, and we have a lot of opportunities to try things and innovate, and that's what we should be doing. And so I think it's encouraging people to think that way and take a risk, see what works well, and that's because we're really, I think, coming from an organization that's very member involved. We're very member driven, and I think so people really feel invested in the organization.
Let's finish off with that point, membership driven. You were talking about 60,000 members, David. How do you involve 60,000 members with this work? Well,
you reduce your expectations and try to involve 6,000. That would by itself would be quite an achievement. It is already amazing how many members of this organization contribute a lot of their time and effort and creativity. That's what makes this place really run. You're never going to involve everyone, but there are a lot of people who already volunteer and are interested actually in doing more. So we're trying to increase the outreach and the communications across our membership. It's very difficult to do in today's world, but we're thinking of new ways of doing that and engaging people. But people will engage if they get excited by something. I mean, they're not going to just engage for nothing, and there are a lot of exciting things that people can get involved in. So I think actually engagement will increase due to many aspects our new plan.
And I think very clearly stated up front in our plan are our mission, vision, and values. And so that's extremely important. It establishes clarity of who we are, what we aspire to, and what we stand for. And so if people see themselves in our mission, vision, and values, then I think they'll want to be a part of us.
And this is also a very special time in the world, in this country, and especially for science, which is under attack. And our values, our core values of scientific method, fact-based decisions are threatened. So we feel, and we have been trying to defend ourselves against these attacks, and I think that those values are shared among our membership, and they're ways of creating a much more active membership.
Well, thank you both very much indeed for joining us this morning. Really appreciate it, and it sounds really exciting. Thank you.
Lovely to speak with you, Stephen.
Thank you. APS TV comes to you straight from the March meeting in Boston. Make sure to come back and explore all of our great content updated each day of the meeting.